Здравейте и добре дошли с The Stanley Parable. Епизод 2. Този епизод е правилния. Имам предвид всички решения ще са като тези на робота. Аз по робота. Гласа, който ни преследва. Каквото и да правим. Да. Нека заради.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hi, I'm Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427.
Whatever. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Отиваме в митинг рума.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I want. Кефи ме как чуйте. Много яко. The light.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Не, няма да намериш отговор там, Станле. Легал. Искаме да видим мъкчета, за това какво пише в тях. A lot of проценти. What? Everyone is angry. You most of all. Да, нищо интересно. Затворих вратата. Broom.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay. Let's close this door.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Upstairs. Нека вървим нагоре по стълбите, Искам банята, пишкаме се. Секретарката не си оставила фейсбучето. Отишла е при шефа. Йо, бич.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Ne, 2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Добре. Това е нещо много тайно тук за шефа ни. Нека следвам долу. Зарежда.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Окей. Няма батерия? Окей.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, but of course Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Mind control. Facultet. What? Окей. Нека светнем.
The lights rose in an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Ефект да падна, ама. Това е много страшно, човек. Давай, ако работих, щях да умра от страх. Big brother.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of
Е,
an
така се чувства
employee
Big
in the
Brother.
building.
Това е
Stanley's
крадено там.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Това е Big Brother, аз ви казвам, човек. Е така Big Brother ги гледам я вкъщи. Пикат. Push
This
the
mind
button.
control facility,
No!
it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to
Не
accept
говори
it
така
blindly?
дразниш ме. Окей.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Да,
It
да,
was
да.
unthinkable, wasn't it?
Yes,
Was it
yes.
even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here
Не
was
да
the
пъти
proof,
тук
the heart
взривих
of the
цялата
operation.
фабрика.
Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating,
Mind
working,
control
all of
status.
it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Ако
For
цъкна
he would
on,
dismantle the controls
ще
once
умра.
and
Ако
for
цъкна
all.
цъкна off, ще оживея. Let's click. Нека завършим играта както трябва. Oh, that's a division. Where should I go?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Yes, blackness. Сними
Was it
светлина.
over?
It's not over.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
Този freedom,
And yet,
човек, е 20
Even
минути са.
as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other
Подскок.
mysteries did this strange building hold? But as
Ау.
sunlight streamed into the chamber, he
Има да чакам
realized
минути.
none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his
But
goal
happiness.
had not been to understand.
Бъдещите му болят чак толкова черно е така, изведнъж
No
това
longer
смити е
would
така.
anyone tell him where to go,
Е така, човек,
what to do,
изведнъж.
or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be
It's
his.
my house.
And that was all he needed to know. It was
Oh,
perhaps
it's all beautiful.
the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
I'm afraid. Погледнете навън сме. Човек. Let's run free.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin. feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
We are so
This was
cool.
exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Oh my god.
Stanley was happy.
And this is all just a dream. Alright? It's not the end. The end is never. The end is зарождение. What? Why the fuck?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I won't go again to the meeting room. So, this is the game, and new save. Save? Oh, окей. Това беше от мен и от играта отново до Stanley Parable. Надявам се ви харесва. И това беше точния край по историята, който Пича разказа.